initial stages for Bitcoin, 97.7. Let's get it. Can we do it? What's going to happen? Let's break it down. Crucial times here for Bitcoin. We could lose these key levels, or could we bang on that big short at 101,000 this weekend? There could be some sauce this weekend. I gotta warn you, we may see some movement Sunday night, heavy volatility. But look, if we just take a look at BOOKMAP alone, I mean, it says Big Red is hanging up there at 101. We got this local liquidity. We got enough all the way down to take us to 91,300. But it's not that strong. It's loose when you really, really look at it. It looks good when you zoom out, but when you look at it and you zoom in, it's pretty loose liquidity. All right, it could get to 95,000, 96, but it does suggest it could go lower than higher. But Big Red, I mean, there's red right there at 98,000. Actually, if you really take a look at it, it suggests we can squeeze these shorts to 98 and 99K. So a little inclination of a short squeeze here and some $95,000 longs. So yeah, I mean, it suggests the shorts are easier pickings than the longs up to 99K. Again, you do what you want with that information. I like to keep the sunlight in, but it doesn't vibe well with the digital light. Sammy swinging, ready to rock here, like I'm going to a wedding, for crying out loud, looking clean. I know. Hey, you love yourself, huh? Get this guy out of here. Shout out to everybody here. Let's break down BTC and have some fun. We're going to take a look at it on the weekly. Last night, I gave this trade to my trading group. It was this little flag. It did dip, then came back. It's at break even right now, basically sideways sauce. So if you're in the trade, you're basically right where we kind of began. And we're going to see kind of what happens. I stay long. Why not? I went to sleep, and I'm still in the trade. That's pretty sweet. Hey, I consider that a win. You know, going to sleep and waking up in gains is a win. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Let me pop out that chat. I just want to familiarize myself with the crew. Who's here today? Who are the OGs coming in on a Saturday morning? We got DeBurns. I'm basically liquidated. Don't worry. Start demo trading till you get the hang of it. Go back to work and grind, man. The people that win are the people that believe there's a way. Every single time, somehow, some way, you are going to win. I don't know how. But if you believe you're going to win, somehow the universe will conspire to make that happen. Everything around you will make it happen. Look at me. I started a channel. 3 people subscribed to me. Maybe no one even knew I had a channel. Nobody. I didn't go on someone else's channel. I didn't get a one leg up. My first year, I got 100 subscribers because how would anyone going to find me? I was a tiny channel. The algorithm had pushed me out. And most people would have said, there's no way you become the crypto lifer. And I thought it was basically impossible, but I did it because I loved it. I didn't do it because I said to myself, if in 10 years I have 200 subscribers, I don't care. I read this book and it told me to fall in love with the journey and not with the results. And it told me to follow my passion and do what I truly love to do. And it said, if you truly open up to the universe and you really do what you love, the universe will know. And that will be when you lock in. And so I started my channel, and I closed my eyes because it's crazy, but I started my channel, and I remember 100 subscribers, and I said, if this never goes anywhere, I'm going to be happy because I'm not doing it to get anywhere. I'm doing it because this is what I truly want to do, and I'm in the moment. And once you kind of lock into that reality, it kind of creates this eventual result that you will win. Now that I look back, I'm like, man, that's the key to success. It's detachment almost. It's like detaching from the fact that you even need to be successful, and then success becomes inevitable. It's weird. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of talk about that for a second. Let's get breakdown onto the weekly. I get philosophical on the weekends. I'm sorry. You got to get to know me a little bit. This isn't just TA. This is, you got to hang out with me a little bit. You got to get to know my personality. Everyone else is like, such a book, right? And they're like, thank you. And everyone's like, I came here for the TA. I don't want to know anything about you. Don't talk about yourself. Don't let us know any of your stories. We don't want to know about your past lives, history. But you guys are different. You people are different. The lifers are different. You guys want to hear. You guys know that this is therapy. You guys are like, well, the guy sits there every day in front of the screen for 7 days a week. He doesn't talk to a lot of people. He's probably a bit lonely. And so I guess we got to listen to him sometimes while he gives us technical analysis. He's getting old too. The lifer's getting old. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Hey, don't laugh at me. Stop laughing at me, you young wicked person. You're going to get old too one day. You young little crypto fiends. You crypto fruitcakes. You little fruitcakes over here. You guys ever watch the Jerky Boys? Any Jerky Boys people out here? I grew up to the Jerky Boys. My dad was playing it. How refined, right? But, every once in a while, I got a little bit of a Jerky Boy feel. I want to be, Dude, it's hilarious, man. I get hemorrhoids. What are you going to do about my hemorrhoids? You're going to beat him off with a stick? He's crazy, man. Frank, man. Oh, my gosh. Shout out to the Jerky Boys, man. They changed the game. They changed the game. They were crazy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this is a beautiful bull pennant on the weekly. I don't want to tell you we're guaranteed to pump. Anything could happen, everybody. I know nothing but the fact mode ignorance. Tomorrow we could get a black swan, turn red, and start to dump. And we could gap all the way back down to 66,000. There's a big gap in the VRVP. But if we can hold, the thing is, we dabbled into shark-infested waters. We dipped our toe into the pain. And the fact that a bear shark, this is my horrible shark drawing, okay? But the fact that this bear shark didn't come and takes us down to the depths of hell, right? Where we were to lay forever through the gap in the VRVP. But, we dipped our toe into uncharted waters, into deep, scary territory, and we did not get pulled down by the bear shark. The bear shark did not rip us to pieces. Somehow, we were thrown a lifesaver here by the crypto Coast Guard. Right? There was the Coast Guard crypto cutter. The Coast Guard cutter. So there was a nice cutter up here, with a little bridge and like boom, boom, right? Coast Guard, right? With the plus sign, right? And they came and they threw a lifesaver here, all right? It's got the little reflectors on it, right? And they pulled Bitcoin back to safety, away from the bear shark, okay? I'm not going to draw the shark again, okay? I'm not going to do that. We can take it from the last picture maybe and copy paste. But this is top 1 TA. This is tier 1 technical analysis. You won't get it any better than this. All right. Anyway, so the point is, we had the biggest liquidation in cryptocurrency history, and we're still alive. We're still alive, and we may even close a bullish engulfing candle. I just want to see Sunday night this candle close with this candle inside of it. That's it. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not asking to, that's all I'm looking for. I picked Sam for my Pictionary partner. Me and you are in there. Let's do it. Dude, I gotta at least meet you at one point, man. I read your tweets now and you're like right near my house. Like we do some of the same things every day now. I'm gonna have to bump and say hi at one point. So look, we're getting a bounce back to the upside. In my defense, I'm just very weary about meeting people. It takes me some time. I got to warm up to the whole situation. All right. So we want to see this. We want to see this breakout. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but with two giant wicks like this on the weekly, tweezer bottoms on the weekly, it looks quite beautiful that could be our bottom and we could make our way out of here to the upside. Again, that measured move takes us to a beautiful place, to $141,000 for Bitcoin, and it could go even higher if we extend it. That's just this measured move. I take this measured move, and I would even take it to that wick, because that's how they algorithmically, they go wick to wick on the range. And even 160K for Bitcoin. I show you where the high for Bitcoin should be, and we're going to break that down and talk about it too as well. So, and again, I know I'm a little bullish right now. Again, remember this. Everyone sees this, and all they remember is Sam said we're going to 160K. They never remember saying, I have no idea what could happen tomorrow. We could get a bear flag. We could be, we could dump all the way to 60K tomorrow. Anything could happen. These are just probabilities that we're playing, but they look pretty dang good so far. I respect that if the bullish candle, if we can get a bullish engulfing candle. So right now, this could change in an hour, friends. You see? In an hour, they could sell us off. This candle could be below that candle. We could lose this trend line. And I could say, man, I could come back 2 hours from now and say, man, this doesn't look too good. And you know what would happen, though? We would have lost the 200 MA on the 22-hour time frame. So right now, I opened up a monster long with a stop loss below here. I'm just sick of them toying with the 200, and I'm going with the fact that I'm gonna win this one. All right, we'll see what happens. Right now, it's basically a break even, but I'm trading right now. I have 2 trades open, and I'll explain them both. One is on the 22-hour time frame, and I'm just in right around here. Right, we're basically right here, and I got my stop loss below these 2 wicks in this area. So it's like this. Not much to write home about. It's just, it's basically a break even right now. A little earlier than that. So right here, but we'll see. And the idea is that this 200 is going to hold this time. This time, the 200 MA is going to hold. And though it's very hard to see, I kind of have the shoulder, a head and a right shoulder here that could break to the upside as well. And just, I put so much faith in 200 MAs. And if we can get, what I've also found is if you can get above a point of control and the 200 MA, or if you can be kind of around where they're about to hit, I have pretty good win rates here. But, we've been having extreme resistance at the point of control. Look, I mean, we couldn't get above it here. We got a beautiful move, but lost it again. And then that was just, so that level, what is 97,008? Really? 97,730. We break 97,8, 97,730. We get a move to the upside. You want to show the balloon to everybody? You want to bring it? So I got my wife some Valentine's Day roses and a balloon. You got to do the right thing. And no, I didn't work. Too tired, but maybe tonight, Anyway, so, but and the kids love it. The baby loves it. They're all playing with the Valentine's Day balloon. Thank you, sweetheart. You got to do things to make your kids happy. They come in while you're streaming, and if you ignore them, it'll break your heart, their little hearts. So you got to be like, hey, and act all happy, okay? Be a good dad, kids. Be a good dad to the kids, all right? No matter what you're doing, live streaming, people will like it. Some people will sign off. I can't stand this guy's talking to his kids while he's, what a loser. You know what I mean? They'll judge you for everything you do, but the cool people will love you for everything you do. So just be you and hang out with the people that love you for what you do. And don't worry about the people that don't like you and that judge you, because they didn't love you anyway, and they're not going to be nice to you anyway, because you know what? They're likely not nice to themselves. And that's why they're not spreading positivity and love and high frequency behavior. So have no stress. If someone don't like you, if someone don't treat you right, it's actually a blessing. It's a frequency in alignment that you can just sidestep and move right into the right people that love you and that want to support you. This is part of success, knowing who to be around and knowing, because your time is valuable. Why would you spend your time around people that don't truly love you and don't appreciate you and don't give you the respect you deserve? Amen. Amen. I did it for years, and then I finally figured out I'd rather be alone than be around people that are fake friends and that are just hanging out with me to get a drink or to get a smoke, or to, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe they're good friends, but they're not achieving their high potential. So around you, and you guys both get to lower your potentials together. And it's fun. You have good friends. You love them all, but you're all doing nothing together. And I've been there, man. We're all hanging out, doing absolutely nothing together. video games all day, drinking all day, just dreaming of what could be, watching people who make it, watching music videos, listening to rappers who have all the money and saying, oh, that would be nice to have something like that. Being a loser with the losers, man. And you know what? You love them. They're your friends. You grew up with them. It's okay. It feels good to call your buddy. And they're your buddies. I know. Don't get me wrong. They were my buddies. I loved it. It was a regular life. Everybody does it. And everyone around you is doing it. They all have their friends. And then you're mixing and mingling. And it's a regular life. And it's fun. When you break out, you're going to break out because most people aren't going to be living a breakout life. And it's going to be lonely for a while. But eventually you'll see other people that have broken out and they'll pull you up. But there will be a transition where you kind of leave the old and flourish into the new. That's going to happen. So the 22-hour time frame is what I'm looking at. If we lose the 200, they stop me out again, and I'll go home again. But I've had a great week. I'm willing to risk about 20% of what I made this week. So I made about $2,500. We'll risk about $500. A little, you know what I mean? And we'll see what happens. If they get me again, and then I'll concede. 22-hour time for 12 hours hanging above the 200 MA. The 8-hour has some hope that it's double bottoming here. You see this, like, first it's got this choppy double bottom, but then it's got like a double bottom on the right side of the double bottom. Looks interesting to me, like there could be some hidden messages in there. And then I'm looking at this, basically, this is what I don't love, right, as I say it, because it's basically, that's a symmetrical triangle. Or more of an ascending, but it is, to me, it's a symmetrical triangle, and they break up or down. And they mainly break down. It has more of an ascending triangle vibe, and it has this kind of like, look, a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. It kind of has a double bottom too there. We get this beautiful bounce off 96.9, 97K. But this is sketchy. And you're either breaking out or you're breaking down. Now, it has my sauce. Everyone that knows me and knows I go through these periods, right, where we find these same successive moves. Tight moving averages in it. So what will happen is the moving averages will be all loose like this, and then price action will bottom and start to curve. And moving averages usually curve up, but what happens is the 200 lags. And what I've seen is whenever the moving averages get tight and the 200 lags, boom, price will just boom. It'll punch up to the 200 pretty fast. We have a gap here, the VRVP, and we got liquidity waiting to get stopped out at 101,000. That's locked in right here with the big red. So we've got enough people to get stopped out to take us there. You see? I'm not guaranteeing it or anything. It's starting to look like a nice little lovely plan, right? And everyone that's still short, because they're bearish, right? Once you're short, you're convinced you got to win, and now they're like, yeah, people think this is the end of the bull market. There's a lot of people who have posted that. Again, I don't look at too many posts, so I'm not going to tell you everything because I'm stuck in my own notions of the charts. I don't spend enough time. I learned not to read enough, but I do scan crypto Twitter at night and in the morning to get the gist of what I'm looking at, and I do see people that are convinced that this is a bear market and I'm a clown too. There's people that write at me, you're a fool. You can't see that it's a triple top. We're out. This is over. And and in my mind, when I read that, I say, hey, maybe they're right. I said, I'm open-minded. I said, they don't know me. They think I'm one way. I said, I'm not one way. I said, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I said, I'll take it one day at a time. They're convinced it is. I say, I'm not convinced anything is. I stay open-minded because anytime I got convinced, I reminded myself that this is chess playing. We are playing chess. Anytime I convince myself of something, I've missed the opportunity to sidestep the real danger. Agreed? You don't go into something telling yourself exactly what's going to happen. You go into telling yourself, I'm going to have all the skills to prepare for anything that could happen. That's trading. So, and I repeat this day in and day out, trading is very like chess, but that is an Adam and Eve double bottom. We have clearly double, triple, quadruple bottom, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like we keep hitting this key level and getting a bounce. 94.8, for whatever reason, gobbles up all the liquidity. And so now we're looking for this 4-hour to either break up to 101.9 or break down. The tight moving averages in the high 200 MA tell me that there's a good chance we could get the pump with the high volume node. Let's flip to the 2-hour time frame. The 2-hour looks very nice for a move. If the 2-hour can keep getting tight here and sideways, break above the 200 MA, we're going to get a nice move to the upside. And what happened is the 1-hour did break above the 200, and the 1-hour made this bigger flag. And see, the thing is, the 1-hour is also in a symmetrical triangle. You can see it here. All right. That also has a measured move of 50% either way. These mainly break down, so that is a little bearish. You know, what we don't want to see is we don't want to see the 1-hour time frame lose the 200 MA. If we lose the 200 MA on the 1-hour time frame, what I'm looking at here is this falling wedge. You're going to get back inside. So here, I'm going to get rid of the moving averages. This is what you don't want to see. So again, this may be confusing to you, but it's not. The bigger shape is a symmetrical triangle on the 4-hour. That could go down to 94.8 or up to 109. They mainly do break down. So I'd have to say that it's likely this breaks down. All right. I'm not telling you that's what's going to happen. I'm just telling you that shape alone. If I just looked at that shape alone and I was honest with you, I've seen it dump more than it pumps. However, I'm seeing, look, high, lower highs. The trend looks pretty nice with lower highs. Then you zoom into the 1-hour. The 1-hour is also in a symmetrical triangle. That also has a more likelihood of breaking down. That brings it at 96.70. All right. Remember, it's low volume on the weekend, so anything can happen. So that, don't get confused, right? That's simple. And then the bigger flag is this falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. Like, we should break out of this back to the top of the channel, right? We should go through this gap of the VRVP back up to 105,000. That's what's like, you know, that's what the bigger flag says. So let's see what happens. We could come down and retest, stop a bunch of people out, get the liquidity going, and then range, and then stay sideways until Sunday night. Make some type of inverted head and shoulder here. I mean, that's another symmetrical, and we'll figure that one out. You see? I'll keep playing it until I figure out how to catch it, and that's how I caught it yesterday, the day before. And it may not be obvious to you what I'm doing, and this strategy may look a little strange at first. But I'm using moving averages, patterns, and I'm understanding probabilities all kind of strapped into one, and I'm going to be able to give you kind of your news for today for Bitcoin. So what you're looking at for BTC is you do not want to lose the 200 MA on the 1-hour time frame. That 1-hour curving isn't the best. I don't like seeing that. It kind of has, look, see this? If you draw a line here, there's like a slanted head and shoulder pattern. Let me do it here, but that's almost a neckline, right? This one's a little bit of a stretch, but it's, you know, you got a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, and a shoulder. Like, looks like a complex head and shoulder kind of hidden. We'll see. I mean, it's messy. I've never, an uptrending head and shoulder is interesting, but I can't say I don't see that. Anyone else see? Am I the only one that sees that? Am I the only buddy that sees? Does anybody else see that? I just want to ask my counterparts here, my friends here, right here. Does anyone else see that? Yeah. Or do people think I'm just kind of mixing apples with oranges here? So, PDEX, yeah. Do you think we won't see altcoin season this time because of Bitcoin ETFs? There will be an alt season. It's going to be done in separate moments. Like, you're going to get niches that move. And that's what we learned. And so what did we learn from the basically the first 3 innings, 4.5 innings of this cycle? We learned that not all our altcoins are going to pump like they used to. We're going to get these narrative pushes, and we're going to have to cash out of these narratives a little quicker and move back into stables or into certain coins and get ready for new narratives. So like SWI's going to pump for a while and have a nice pump. Now, behind all these narratives, we're going to learn there's still utility grinding behind the scenes. So narratives will go up and down. There'll be memes, DeSci, AI agents, right? But what will happen? Sol will continue to pump because all these things are using Solana on the background. So owning Solana is like owning the horse, the engine, you know what I mean? And bam, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying should be taken as financial advice. I personally own a big bag of Solana, all right? So we're going to have to be a little, we're going to have to take, gaming may come up in metaverse, but it's going to have its niche move. And overall, if you hang out for a year, if we get the market run, we should all be up further than we are. But I think there's going to be specific pumps in specific markets. And that's why it's really good to be in a trading group. We've learned a lot about this cycle, inside of the cycle. And I know how to pivot in the cycle. I know how to learn from the cycle. Even learning from a cycle inside of a cycle takes a few cycles to live through to get that skill. And these are things that are going to bypass you without joining a trading group. You're going to have no clue what's going on. You're not going to know the narratives, RWA, AI agents, DeFi, what the newest thing that's going to be coming out is. DeFi AI already, and putting the things together and speculating. I mean, you won't do, you could scan YouTube all night and it'll take you 4 to 5 months. You'll get into the mix. And by that time, that niche may have left. All right. So you want to be in a group, and it could be mine, it could be anyone's, but I really think it's good. It's worth whatever money you spend on it, as long as it's not like breaking the bank. I joined a trading group. That's how I got where I'm at today. So I don't know any other way. There's probably other ways. And that's why I do give a lot for free every day. All right. So you do whatever makes you happy. If you want to join my group, it's cryptolifer.com. We make it very simple. Cryptolifer.com. Just hit the link right there in the pinned comment, and it'll take you to the website where you can sign up for a monthly, a quarterly, or a yearly subscription. All right. So yeah, I like this 2-hour time frame. I like the 1 hour, but let's see what happens. Low volume on the weekends. A lot of times they just snipe the short. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just go, thank you very much, take anyone out, rip again. They did it yesterday. Very similar move. Something like bing, grabbed everybody here out of this symmetrical triangle, right? It could have gone either way, and then ripped the price back to the upside. Then almost made a head and shoulder pattern that they got enough shorts to short, and then ripped the price back up there again. Maybe doing the same thing with this head and shoulder to rip the price right up here, right? Be careful on the weekends. I have low risk with a bigger stop, and we'll go from there on the scalp. So that's where I stand for BTC. And it's sketchy times. Again, low volume Saturday in symmetrical triangles. Not my favorite setups. The only good thing I like about it all is we are above the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame and the 15-minute. If the 15-minute loses the 200, I will lose faith in the bullishness of the day. And we're likely to come down here and test. So it's all about, I would watch your 15-minute time frame, and I would just have this up, circle it like this, and just watch it. And if we lose that 200 MA, that would tell you that we're probably going to have some bearish moves later on. If we can stay inside this and go sideways and stay above the 200, there's a good chance that 2 hour can pump. That 1 hour will get that kind of move up to the tightness, and the 4 hour will pump up to the 200 MA. And it will kind of start the right side of this Adam and Eve double bottom that we've been waiting so long, so patiently to play out. Adam and Eve double bottom for Bitcoin. Can you make it happen, Bitcoin? All right. Let's start. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Shout out to anyone that's stuck with me through all that. Crypto Billy, I was making tens of thousands of dollars in crypto. And when I joined the 99, I started making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Facts. Sam teaches more than trading here. Join today. Crypto Billy, may God bless you. Thank you so much for saying that. It's very nice of you. And this is like a multimillionaire. I shouldn't blow up his spot. Well, this is a very learned man, I'll say, because a guy who's learned usually has wealth and knowledge and in material goods. But this is a very learned man. He has wealth and knowledge well beyond material goods. And I truly believe a recommendation from him, like I'll go home and cry right now because I'm actually already home, but I'll go cry right now. No, but I'll really pray to God today and thank God that people like that respect me and love me. Dude sent flowers to my father's funeral. I probably had met him 2 weeks prior in person. He had known of me. We had known of each other. I mean, what a classy person. You go to your father's wake, you see 2 flowers there, you look and you see the word crypto on one of the pair of flowers, and you're like, crypto? And then it says from Crypto Billy. And I'll tell you what, man, as crazy as this will sound, that was one of the happiest moments of my life. Weird, right? My dad died. I'm at his funeral. It made me realize I was a part of a bigger family, way bigger than I had ever known. It made me realize crypto was so much bigger than anything I'd ever been a part of. And it made me realize that crypto people really look out for crypto people, man. There may be rug pulls, there may be shady stuff on Twitter, and there may be a lot of nonsense out there when it comes to it, but the real communities of crypto, the real people that you meet, when you know what I mean, that you go out to these, if you really meet people in person, and that's why I really hit the link to, Bitcoin Las Vegas. You get a discount and I get a referral from that, but hit it up. But man, crypto's amazing. Seeing that card, I visualized it on that flower was like, wow. Like, wow. There's people out there that care about you, Sam, and it came from crypto, So, wow. Like powerful what Crypto Billy did there. It'll resonate with me for the rest of my life. And the effort too, like he looked up the local florist, maybe it took him a half an hour, maybe it took him 20 minutes, whatever it took, maybe it took him an hour. We don't know. The key is he took the time to do it. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know him. I didn't tell him no address. He had to find the obituary himself. He had to look up the name. He had to do some digging, I know people that have it way easier than that, and they make excuses of why they couldn't get it done. The guy got it done without even thinking about it, too. That was another thing that hit me. Like, as funny as that sounds, but it hit me. I was like, wow, this is someone who gets it done. Like, this guy executes at a high level. Like, he don't play games. You could say it's just flowers, but to me, that's just about someone who thinks it through, gets it done, and makes it happen, and doesn't wait, because there was only so much time to do that. Anyway, it inspired me to get it in. I hit up another mentor of mine, and when I told him that what had happened with my dad, and he said, don't make this as an excuse to pull back. He goes, make this as an excuse to double down. He's like, I don't want to see you moping. I want to see you doubling down. Right? So for everyone out there, if you've lost someone and you feel like it's time to go back on the sauce, it's time to go back and just feel sorry for yourself. Now it's time to get close to God, and it's time to man up, woman up, and it's time to make it happen. It's time to show everybody else around you that may lose someone soon or in the next few years that they too can get through it, because you too can. So think about it. If you can get through it, then you're going to show the world that they can get through it. And resonate with that. Tell yourself that you are a guiding light. You are the lighthouse. You are the one that's going to help others get through. You're going to be the leader. It's on you. And you say, but why me, Sam? Because you're a lifer now. And you're not the same person you used to be. Amen. So Bitcoin. Now altcoins are having some fun here on Dex Screener. There's been some crazy movement. Look at this. This is that one that said, right, she had Elon's, a lot of craziness. I guess there was Libra, I've heard too. Right, and these, those, I should call them Mo and Curly at this point, because they kind of do look like Mo and Curly. And you know who I'm probably talking about. Does anyone know, if I said Mo and Curly in the crypto space, anyone have any idea who I'm talking about? Let's see if anyone knows. This is, I just want to see if anyone's like telepathically thinking like me. Who would be Mo and Curly in the crypto space? Right? He says yes. I don't think people know who I'm talking about, but I'm only saying two of the Stooges because they look like, they got another one in there. Fine, it is the Three Stooges, but like, so, I mean, this thing rugged, right? Anyway, people lost a lot of money on this. Some people came out openly and talked about losing $250,000 on this coin, and probably their whole crew maybe lost $1 million or more. We don't know for sure, but they got rugged on heavy speculation here. And this thing, I think it went to a $4 billion market cap or something crazy. Yeah, because it was $4. You could do the math right now. So what you could do is you can see how high it was, right? 464. So you'd go and you'd say, okay, and you people probably know this, but it's kind of fun to do. So at $4.64, and then we're going to divide that by the price it is right now, right? By 0.1675. We're going to get a multiple and then times that by 160 million, right? Yeah, and so it was about $4.6 billion, right? And then it crashed. all the way to 160 million. And it wrecked a lot of people. When they saw it get to billions, they think it was going to be a Trump coin that got to like, right? But that wasn't the case. Anyway, I don't play these things as much as most people. I wait for the market to get really frothy, and then I speculate on top of the speculation. And I just throw money, you know, bigger money in when it's hot. Like I made 60K off Trump when it was hot, I move away. You know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is. Like, so, and I still hold some of my speculative bags. Leia could still come back over time. Colin is a kind of sad what happened to Colin. You think it would continue to stay strong. They've all kind of, the narrative has fallen off. To me, it's all about virtuals. And if virtual comes back, then we get the move. It's kind of like the Bitcoin of the AI agent space. You want to see if virtuals can bottom out. I mean, it's starting to round. That has Adam and Eve vibes. You see that? It's like we're all waiting on the Bitcoin Adam and Eve. What people don't realize is when the bottom rips, the market will react so fast and the money will come back so fast that you won't have time to get in if you leave the market now. See, this is the horrible issue that I'm going to teach people right now. And this is what you need to hear more than the charts and all this other stuff, is this is what's going to happen. So the market rips up. Nobody's in it. It's not cool enough, right? And then it gets crazy, right? Everyone's making huge gains. All the altcoins, AI agents, and everyone and their mother's in. Solana, meme coins and the rest. And then boom, right? The reckoning comes. Now, the real traders are already waiting for the 618 Fibonacci and the 786 spikes. And they're beginning to kind of look at orders. And I don't have to DCA and buy the bottom. I can just start to swing trade once we bounce off the 618. And then when these flags come, these flags are well likely to play out. Now, flag right here, we don't know. It could wreck me. But once I get up a 618 and we start making a flag like the 1 hour, 15 minute, there's a good chance I can trade these flags, right? And then the daily is going to show me. The daily might consolidate somewhere up here. The point is, you don't have to buy bottoms, but the reversals of 618s can teach me now. Oh, now I swing trade. So I've learned my lesson. I buy blue chips. This is my strategy. I'm going to let you know right now. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I buy blue chips in heavy demand, like I buy 100 grand of Solana, 100 grand of, I buy big blue chip coins that I feel are quote unquote safest, and I buy big bags of them. Okay. And then I consolidate most of my money in BTC as well. So on top, so if you looked at my portfolio, it would be like 85% blue chips and Bitcoin. All right. Like, you see, and again, this is me. I'm not a financial advisor. So and it would be, and then of all that, it would be like 80% Bitcoin too. So 80% of my portfolio is Bitcoin and blue chips. This 80 right here. And then of that, 80% of it is Bitcoin. You see? Now I have this to play with, and if I lose it all, I'm okay. You see? Hopefully the blue chips will get me through, and if I even lose the blue chips, the Bitcoin will get me through in 5 to 10 years. So like, I have a strategy this has played out in the last 10 years, right? Since I started playing with Bitcoin in 2016 and 17. And so this is, this is kind of what I do. And while everyone else does it the other way, because they see the potential of making so much more money in altcoins, why would I put 10 grand in Bitcoin when it can only 3x, they say to me, or, So look at me, back in 2017, there was times when Bitcoin was like 3,000, 5,000, and there was altcoins that were pennies. And people said, why would I buy one Bitcoin? I only have 5 grand. Okay. Now, a lot of people put that 5 grand in altcoins. It went up, it went down, and they ended up with no money at all. The people that bought 5 grand of Bitcoin and stashed it away, they are up $90,000 right now. They're up almost 20x on their money. And maybe it took 6 years. So what? That's 3x a year, because 6 times 3 is 18. It's a little more than 3x a year. People don't zoom out and realize what they're doing. They want to be a millionaire in a year, 2 years. But if you just say, hey, it will take me 5 to 10 years to be a millionaire, but once I'm there for sure. Like, it's over. Like, I never have to go back again. Again, not a financial advisor, but the idea is to have a long-term outlook when it comes to cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and not to try to be a fly-by-night winner every time. And it was, but Sam, we've seen you make some big money pretty fast. Yeah, it happens. If you stay in the game long enough, you're going to get a few quick hits. That's just for me being in the game a long time. All right, I get, it happens. So we got to get this bounce, man, on virtuals. Let's take a look at what virtuals is looking like to me here. So the lowest point is that daily. It's bouncing off the daily 200 MA. But even that looks like it could bear flag. And like, could the AI agent space just be kind of, could it be done? There is a gap there in the VRVP if you lose that node, but we got a nice bounce off the divergence. Interesting. It doesn't look amazing, right? I'd have a lot more faith once virtuals gets back above 184. That key level would really, I hold virtuals, just so you know. I hold a little bit of it. And then this weird idea I keep playing with, these slanted Adam and Eves that you really can't see. They're like slanted. Trump coin kind of did it recently. And then you'd say, well, you can't see it, but it's an Adam and Eve just in a different plane. Something I've been backtesting and playing with, man. It's quite interesting. I'd like to hold on this and see what happens. So what we'll do is we'll grab all this, right click it, create a group. We'll right click that. We'll rename the group or hit, and we'll call it the slanted Adam and Eve. I backtest weird, strange things that most people don't see. And then I get a collection of data over the years. And I do this a lot because I've done a lot of backtesting. So I need to keep doing different things to keep my mind creatively stimulated by all these different weird things that the backtesting that I do. It's fun, I'll be honest. I love this. I love technical analysis. I love playing these games with data and finding out how to make more money with different information. To me, it's just so fun to be creatively passionate about how I play with the game. And I want to show you guys that once you expand your mind, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. You are your own worst enemy, my dad used to say. And it's true. Like, you're either your best friend, you're the hero of your story, or you're the victim. Who are you gonna play in the story? And look, you're at a 786 retracement. I mean, that would be the best place to buy in the face of fear. Let's take a look at the fear and greed index. How's it kicking us today? Just at neutral. No one's really too down, too up. We're just kind of flat. I'd like it if it was a little more, but it is what it is. You can't always get what you want. But if you try, sometimes you might find you get what you need. All right. So we're going to watch this. That's kind of it. And then the 1 hour's in this symmetrical. And I am in a long, so who knows what's going to happen? They could easily snipe me out. I'm taking a bit of a shot, but my longs, remember, I'm using that 22-hour 200. And so a bigger trade there and then a smaller trade on BTC. And that's it, yeah. And I firmly suggest probably not trading at all. Like if I was, if I didn't have a good week and I wasn't risking a smaller amount and I didn't know exactly what I was doing, then I wouldn't be trading at all. All right. And the odds are better to not trade at all on the weekends and just be very, very selective. And that does look pretty sketchy. But again, what I told you, watch your 15. If the 15 minute loses the 200 MA, I'd be bearish. If not, we're just going to go sideways through the night. And let's play the game, right? Tonight I'm back at 8 p.m. So where will Bitcoin be at 8 p.m.? So we draw the line here. And 8 p.m. is at 20, right? Because that's 4 hours back from 12. And that line's right there. Saturday, February 15th at 20 hours. Okay. 21 would be 9. 22 is 10. 23 is 11. 24 is 12, right? So where will we be? And I like to draw a box and see if I can get price action in the box. I got it in the box like a couple weeks ago. I forgot to do this last week. I think it looks like we're going to just go sideways and then somehow be right there based on how I see the 200 MA. So I'm going for this and I'll make it a little smaller. I know, don't cheat. You make the box huge, Sam. Then you get, of course you're going to get it in there. But that's pretty small. Like if we ended up dumping, we won't touch it. If we pump past it, Let's see. Can Sam get it in the box tonight? Doesn't sound. I tell you what, man, those Freudian slips. So, will I get it inside of this? Will the technical analysis make it inside of the green box later on tonight? Right there. And come back tonight at 8 p.m. to find out if Bitcoin makes it right to where I'm calling it will be. I've done it many times to see if I can pull off my magician skills again and get that candle right in action. Let me jump on into the super chat, see what people are saying here. I didn't even check how many people are here. I'm so into the stream. We love you. Hit the like button if you can. God bless everybody jumping on in. Shout out to Tony Rosas. I find that not having a trade open on the weekend is a lot better. No distraction, and I'm ready for the week. Amen. Amen. I didn't trade the weekends the last 2 weekends, and it was really enlightening. But, man, I'm seeing something in these charts that we may get it, because when we're above the 200 man in the 1 hour time frame after battling it the way we have, could be a move, right? Your TA this morning is lovely, Sam. Shout out to Marcus. Man, you're the best, man. God bless you, bro. I'm so happy you're locked in. Because for you to say that means that you're just appreciating the beauty. And you can see that I can see what's likely going to happen today based on probability, and I'm locked in. And I can go throughout the rest of my day without freaking out. Like I can, take my family. We're in Sarasota, Florida. It's 75 and sunny right now. And we're going to take the family possibly to the beach, all right, for the afternoon and have some fun. So I'm excited to enjoy this beautiful life, all right? Just got stopped out on that dip. All right, back to the buy. Hey, that's why I always expand. God bless Marcus. God bless Rave Song Records, Crypto Billy, Surf Ranch, Tony Rosas, Dale Rosart, Levy De Silva. Shout out to Mobile. Shout out to everybody in the game. Shout out to Chad Jacobs. Shout out to Tim B, Sharma D Hall, Scottish Crypto. Shout out to Rugrat, Sebas Crypto, Krigno Gent, Still Nasty, Paul Wood, Type Crow in the house, Dylan Bronson, Bovine. Wow, we got so many. We got Teresa Zebarth. We got Steve Livingston, my man. We got Andy W in the house. We got Arpad Sivkelly. We got Metal Ord. We got Big Bam. Story Time with Drew. We got Fernando Barros. Yawer Doink Asor As. I don't know if that sounds right. I think I said something wrong. The Dusty Hunt. Felt like I swore that. Shout out to Byron Miller. Shout out Sam. Don't do obscenities on the stream. It was so funny, man. And then he said that too, and his name was funny. Praying for you, oh great Bitcoin. You're right, funny. Shout out to Bitcoin Dolphin. And shout out to my green crew. Shout out to Yuslav Pachori. Shout out to Busta Crypto in the house. Krypton Boy. Lucky Rabbit. Reliable J. Straight up reliable. He's here all day. Every single Saturday, no jokes. Shout out to I Am Mannered 20. I Am a Nerd 20. I see it. Yeah, I fixed it. Shout out to Robert Hood, keeping it hood. Shout out to Crypto Bots, Rick Ritchie, that's a name. Wow. I like Dylan Bronson, that's hot. Shout out to Starlight. Shout out to X Super Assassin. And shout out to Blowface. Blueface. To Burns, wow, Joe Bell. We got so many cool people here. Anyway, alt season is upon us. Let's take a look at Total 3. And I still got my bags packed. I did not sell a bag. And, alt season sitting in this, in my mind, an Adam and Eve double bottom. This has been the year of the Adam and Eve. If you've been in my trading group, we have found so many Adam and Eves that have reversed price ever since Pepe reversed like months ago. And, this has been the year of the Adam and Eve. So I could see a huge Adam and Eve here on the total market cap of all of these altcoins. And look, we're above the point of control. After being down here, we broke back above this red line, the POC. 80% of the time, you go through this gap back up to $1 trillion. So I'm looking for that move for these altcoins. Back to the upside here on the total market cap and all the cryptocurrencies. excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, Litecoin getting the ETF call and just looking pretty lovely. I mean, look at Litecoin. It's actually in this rising wedge right here. Something's brewing with Litecoin. I don't know. The ETF, people are loving it. Institutions are deciding to make it its baby out of. What if Litecoin gets busy right here and breaks up? If it doesn't, there's two scenarios for Litecoin. So I see this bigger. You see this beauty. It could come back down to the bottom of the channel, but it could also be this like fake out a few times and now it's gone. I'm expecting to come back down one more time to 94 before a bigger breakout to 209. But there's a chance it does kind of get crazy here. Watch the 1 hour time frame. Bitcoin might have a big breakout today. If Bitcoin gets a big breakout and it pumps up to that 4 hour 200 MA like I showed you, all coins will follow. Litecoin will get a pump here. Maybe worth a bit of a speculative trade on the weekend with a stop loss somewhere below 111.27. But be careful. The target would take it to 164. Litecoin sitting right now flat at about 133. Very interesting. Let's take a look at RUNE, Thorchain. Thing looks horrible, but maybe it's bouncing off that 200 MA, for good there. I don't know. I wouldn't. Attempting to crawl back up. The daily doesn't look amazing. I'd stay away from that. That could bear flag for more dumb side. They had something bad happened in the, it was, everyone seemed to dump it. That may go lower. I was just in Sarasota for a few days. Stayed out on Lido Key for the 30th anniversary. So nice, man. Lido Key is beautiful, man. Sarasota is gorgeous. Everybody, I teach class the last Saturday of every month. It would be like today, but it would be right now. But it would be next week. $150 QR code. People charge thousands of dollars for what I'm going to teach you. Many people have said class has changed their life forever. You can ask someone right now in the comment. There's 1,000 people here. I'm sure there's someone that took class. Jump on it today. It'll blow your mind. That $150 is your commitment to me to be there on time. And we'll both have a blast. I will be there live teaching my life ideas, everything, giving you my PowerPoints, my proper risk management, how I get into trades, what I'm looking for. You're going to get a 9-point checklist that comes in a PowerPoint to show you how to get in, basically what I'm looking for every time I look for trades. The indicators I use and why, how to read them properly, how to see what's happening on the big time frames, the small time frames. It'll blow your mind. We're talking support and resistance, trend analysis, moving averages, RSI, stochastics. It'll blow your mind. If you're ready to take it to the next level, if you're a beginner, expert, I don't care who you are. The way I look at the charts is different. I start with a beginner course, but I will blow your mind. Hit that QR code. I'm telling you right now, the last Saturday of every month, this month shorter, so it's going to be next week on the 22nd. Jump on it today into class. So yeah, RUNE not looking too amazing. Any super chats here? Let me just double check before I jump on out of here on this beautiful Saturday. And thank you so much for the $5 super chat. That's very blessed of you. Sammy's class started my 1.5 year winning in trading. Facts. Shout out to Rave Song Records. God bless you. Thank you. Pump it, lifer. Send it. Thank you. Bitcoin getting that move back off the bottom of the channel. We may just be able to send it today. I play like it's the bottom every time because you never know. It just might be. I'm willing to get stopped out, scoping out that bottom. Bitcoin, nice pump to 97,660 here. And this kind of, tells us, hey, this is getting tighter. I told you, if we stay above the 200 MA. I also said I've seen this many times before. Tight moving averages, and you get this crazy move up to the 200. See how the 200 is almost kind of pulling price? It's kind of turning too. Anyway, I'm long. We'll see what happens here for Bitcoin, but I'm excited to see where this could go and to show you the gains. And I would watch this flag again, like I showed you on the 1 hour and the 15. Make sure the 15 minute stays above the 200 MA. Look at the lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. See, this is how I use the MACD. See how the MACD has nothing going on there? Very strong for a big move. So your favorite altcoin might get a pump here too if Bitcoin stays clean. I'm trading altcoins Bitcoin. I do not trade altcoins, Lev. If you want to trade where I trade, the links to MEXC and Weeks are here in the pinned comment section. All right, and we'll kind of show you what I'm doing and what's happening. You can demo trade if you're going to do that. Please demo trade for a long time. I made a lot of money without ever touching leverage. Okay, you do not have to touch leverage if you're not into it. It's not something that you don't have to force leverage onto yourself. Okay. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to jump on out of here for the day. I will be around. I'm always looking into the charts, looking at what's happening. Be careful. I'm waiting for like Bitcoin to kind of really show us something big. And then I'm going to get into these altcoins heavy like I usually do. We did hit a pretty nice gain. We found out about broccoli pretty dang early. And again, we may not have 10x'd it, but if you were in my trading group, people definitely 3x'd it, 2x'd it, made some fat gains off broccoli. We went over it on the weekly screen share, and it continued to pump. So, and anyway, high risk, high reward too as well. Everybody, I love you. God bless each and every one of you. Today is just another beautiful day to be alive. Remember, you are the opportunity. A lot of people got down and out in the last few weeks, left crypto, got liquidated, decided this wasn't for them. And then some people just lost a little bit, and then they just revenge traded themselves to zero in the last 2 weeks because they couldn't take the pain. You know, you take a beat down, the market goes up, you go for a walk, you come back. You know, the spot holders take an unrealized gain. They don't sell. They just take a deep breath and they make it through. The leverage traders get rocked and wrecked and lose it all. So I trade leverage as a tool, but it's not my everything. And I got to reiterate that. It's a great tool. It's awesome. And it's fun if done correctly. But it's got to be managed correctly. You got to use proper risk management. You got to take my class if you're going to really play around. And I'm going to teach it the last Saturday of every month. Everybody, I love you. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. We'll see if we hit that green box. We'll have some fun. And we'll keep this train going, baby. And who knows? Bitcoin might be up huge when I show up tonight with massive gains. It happens a lot.